The mind is everything. What you think, you become. If you want to take control of your life, you must first take control of your mind. After all, your mind is the source of all your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, words, and actions. An undisciplined mind leads to suffering, while a focused and trained mind leads to peace, happiness, and self-mastery. The Buddha, an ancient Indian teacher who lived around 500 BC, had profound insights into the nature of the human mind. Through meditation, he gained a deep understanding of how the mind works and how to free it from the incessant thoughts, cravings, and aversions that cause so much misery. His key teaching was that suffering arises from the mind's tendency to cling to temporary states and crave for certain thoughts and experiences while resisting others. When you learn to simply observe the arising and passing of mental experiences without judging or clinging to them, you develop equanimity and freedom. There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. Controlling your mind stream. In the Buddha's teachings, the mind is compared to a waterfall, a constant stream of thoughts, emotions, images, and mental chatter that flows unceasingly unless you intervene. Most people are caught up in and swept away by this mind stream, with no control over where their mind goes. Through meditation and mindfulness, you can learn to step back, observe the mind stream objectively, and guide it in a skillful direction, rather than being controlled by every passing mental whim. As the Buddha said, the mind is difficult to restrain, effortlessly wandering wherever it pleases. Good governance of the mind has been achieved by the wise. One of the Buddha's most powerful metaphors is that we are muddied by our defiled thoughts and emotions. Just as a clear pool is disturbed and muddied when someone stirs it up, our minds lose clarity and peace when stirred up by toxic mental states like greed, hatred, delusion, worry, and restlessness. And the solution, according to the Buddha, is meditation and mindfulness, settling the muddy water of the mind so we can see things with clarity and wisdom. When we stop fueling the mind stream with more cravings and aversions, the mud settles, and the mind becomes calm and clear. The root of suffering is attachment, letting go. Much of human suffering comes from the mind's tendency to cling to and grasp at things that are temporary and ever-changing. We have deep attachments to certain thoughts, emotions, relationships, possessions, life situations, and even our sense of ego or self-identity. When we are attached to these temporary phenomena, we inevitably suffer when they change or are lost, as all things must change. The Buddha taught the practice of non-attachment, neither clinging to nor pushing away our experiences, but allowing them to arise and pass away naturally without judging or resisting them. In the end, only three things mattered: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. This requires mindful awareness and acceptance of the present moment, rather than getting caught up in cravings for the future or regrets over the past. When we stop resisting what is and let go, we find profound peace and freedom. Make a conscious decision. Part of controlling your mind is taking full responsibility for the thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and perceptions you choose to cultivate and dwell upon. You have the power to decide what seeds you will water with your attention and what thoughts you will discard or let go of. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. For example, you can make a conscious decision to let go of resentments and grudges that are poisoning your mind and causing you suffering. You can choose to overcome negative self-talk, limiting beliefs, and irrational fears that are holding you back. By taking charge of your mind stream in this way, you reshape your inner reality. Meditation for mind mastery. The Buddha's #1 practice for controlling the mind was meditation. By taking the time to sit quietly and observe the workings of your mind, you gain insights and self-knowledge. You see how quickly the mind jumps from thought to thought, and how fickle and transient thoughts and emotions are. Meditation trains you to unhook your awareness from the endless stream of mental chatter and emotional turbulence. You learn to view thoughts and feelings as temporary events arising in the field of awareness, rather than identifying with them all. The Buddha said, "Just as a fletcher straightens an arrow, the discerning person straightens their mind." buckled and unsteady by nature. Find a quiet place, sit upright but relaxed, and gently turn your attention to the flow of your breathing. When your mind wanders, and it will, don't judge it. Simply return your focus to the breath. Over time, this creates calm, concentration, and mindfulness. Peace comes from within, do not seek it without. Living mindfully. In addition to formal meditation practice, the Buddha taught mindfulness, the practice of being fully present and aware in each moment, rather than dwelling in the past or future, caught up in regrets or fantasies. When you eat, simply eat, experiencing the tastes and textures fully. When you walk, simply walk, feeling the movements of your body and the sensations of each step. When you converse with someone, give them your full attention, rather than thinking about what you'll say next or getting distracted. This sounds simple, but in truth, we spend most of our days lost in mental abstraction, inner chatter, and mindless unawareness. Living mindfully frees you from the tyranny of habitual thoughts and mind wandering and roots you in the vibrant reality of the present moment. Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Compassion and wisdom. Ultimately, by learning to control your mind stream through meditation and mindfulness, you develop greater wisdom and compassion. You see more clearly the roots of your own suffering and that of others. From this place of understanding, you naturally feel more kindness, empathy, and patience toward yourself and all beings who are struggling with the same existential dissatisfactions and cravings that you are. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. The essence of the Buddha's teachings is to step out of the suffering caused by an uncontrolled mind and into the freedom that comes from letting go, accepting what is, and seeing things with the clarity of wisdom and compassion. Does this mean you will never experience another negative thought or emotion? No, that is impossible, for thoughts and emotions arise according to natural laws of cause and effect. But through diligent practice, you can stop being imprisoned by them or controlled by the endless clinging and aversions of the undisciplined mind. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. In the end, controlling the mind is about inner freedom, contentment, and peace, not forceful repression. It is about recognizing the impermanent nature of all mental experiences and resting in the profound stillness within, beneath the churning waves of the mind stream. From that place of clarity and equanimity, you can live with greater mastery, purpose, and joy.